browser. I'm just going to minimize that. All right, if somebody can confirm. Let's see. I'll just do it real quick. We should be live. Yep. So I guess it's interesting. So let me ask you guys a question. If the stream is showing, my OBS is showing my screen over here, I can do it both. I guess I'm going to do both because I'm going to share my screen over here in Discord too. But I don't see the option now. What the heck? Share screen is not available. Why is that? Rhino is now speaker. Yeah, okay. Because it was working when I tested. We did a test yesterday and it was working. Oh wait, it looks like it's fixed. Nope, share screen not available. Leave stage, disconnect quietly, mute. I don't think it'd have anything to do with the OBS. That's completely separate. Alright. That doesn't make any sense. Sorry, everybody, but we tested this yesterday to make sure that we could have somebody on stage and stream at the same time. We don't want to make you watch through YouTube. That's just going to be for the people that can't make it. Edit channel. No. Integrations. Invites overview. No, that's just the channel itself. Don't need that. Okay. Ah, and what level do we need to be? Because I know a lot of people in here that would give us nitro in a second. Do we have anybody that can give us nitro? What level do we need? So unfortunately, because we went over 50 people, it disabled it. Tier 2 is 100. Tier 3 is 300. And what do we need? Tier 3? Okay. And so how many people need to... Where are we at right now?
So we are currently we're on network scope. So we need how many do we need?
Tier 2, we're at boosting tier 150. Let's see. I'll let you figure it out.
So we need 14 boosts to get to level 3.
14 people would have to do it?
Yeah, currently
What about if I made a purchase? Can I make a purchase?
what do you mean?
Like go to my Nitro and make like a purchase for the month, so where it boosts us up by some boost myself. Can I?
Yeah, if you purchase a 14 boost yourself really quickly now, it will boost it up. You only need to boost
Yes, but each boost is $35. Oh yeah, forget that. 14 times 35 bucks. Wow, Discord doesn't make any sense. I mean, I was watching what's his name who had they let him do 5,000 people. I mean, jeez.
you only need to boost 10 times, which is $49.
Yeah, but some people can just like easily give it to. Can we get 10 people in here to do it? That would do it real quickly. I mean, if not, you're gonna have to watch the stream through YouTube, which is not impossible. You can go over there right now. I can post a link.
Alternatively, I can set up a voice channel and then you can speak
You can set up a oh, so nobody can speak into the.
in the voice channel, but they can still join and watch the stream.
I'm kind of confused. They don't need to go over there. They can just watch on their browser, right? While they're still in here listening. Like we're gonna listen in here, and they can just watch visually over there. Because you're going to probably get better quality of audio over here. Yeah, you don't want to listen through the stream. Well, we were.
It's like link. Have you got the link to that YouTube video? So that
Somebody posted it already. It's already posted. So, yeah, you guys just click on that link over there and then turn the volume off so you can hear over here. And we'll go from there. Because I'm already streaming right now. You should see my Discord. Yep, so listen here and watch on YouTube. Unfortunately, we learned something. Too many people showed up. No, that's always good. Not a bad thing.
right, yeah, go.
Yeah, all right. Well, yeah, we'll just remind everybody every once in a while. Anyways, yeah, so I really appreciate all the support prior to today and buying the 414, and we're taking our most popular aircraft, the Lear 35 from FSX, and we brought it over here. And normally we'll label it as a port over if we just bring it over and use the same model, and we revamped this thing from the bottom up, so it's going to be labeled as a fresh build. And right now, over here, I'm just displaying all the decals. So for the rivets, instead of like FSX where we painted them, this is all mesh, and each one of these is like a rivet and a screw. So you can see the millions of decals that are on top of this aircraft right now. So just to give you an example of how much is going into this, let's see here. Let's hit and isolate. I don't know if there's much to show over here. We'll just go right into the sim. But again, in the 3D model, yeah, this just shows there's a lot of work. This is basically the exterior, and then this is your interior model. Let's turn that on. And so you've got luggage, passengers. Also, Asoba fixed it now, so when you turn on each passenger, it'll add the weight in the gizmo to match now. I'm sorry, the widget. And then also in our tablet, you can actually still turn them on, have the weight, but you can turn off all pilots, not visual, so that you can just have a nice empty cabin if you don't want to see the semi-ugly passengers. Pilots we can't control, but you can't basically, as long as the engines aren't running and stuff like that, you can have no pilots. As soon as the battery gets turned on or something like that where a pilot's needed, then they'll be in there automatically. And then so in the tablet, I'll show you in a minute, they'll be forced on for the rest of the flight, which is what you're going to want anyways. So, but yeah, so 9 months we've been trying to push this over. It's just there's just thousands and thousands and thousands of parts we had to go over. So we decided to do an early access so people could have fun during Christmas and maybe start to get a little advanced early, get yourself familiar with it, because it's going to take video lessons, not a user manual. So we're really going to do a generic user manual, and we're going to do more of a little shorts, or maybe we're going to do videos with timeline chops in there, and it will be on different topics on how to use the fuel system or the electrical and stuff like that, because you're going to be busy with this plane. You're going to be so busy, you do not need the failure thing. So you don't need to mention if we're going to have failures. You're not going to have failures. It would take 2 pilots to deal with failures in this plane anyways, so you wouldn't be able to handle a failure, trust me, alone in the sim. You're going to be all hands on deck in this plane. So, all right, let's get over. I want to bring you over to the the sim, and let's see. I wanted to make sure I have it set up the way I want to show you guys here. So, why? Oh, there we go. Hold on, we'll go there in a minute. You know, with Sobo, they just my sim just crashed. Not surprised. So, luckily it reloads pretty quickly. I'm gonna have to go back to the parking mode. I had it all set up for you guys to show you. I had it set up at a parking, door open, all ready to go. And as soon as I mention it, it's gone. So let's think here. Mm. So we're gonna be our timeline today is gonna be like we're gonna do a light demo, and then we're gonna do a Q&A, and well, the light demo will be things like the door and the tablet, little light systems. Then we're going to do a Q&A where you guys can ask questions to our beta team, who is made up of a retired instructor for Lear 35s, and then we had 2 actual Lear 35 pilots. So the systems is just, we pushed it really, really as much as possible, even though we still had some limitations we had to deal with. And then we'll be doing a second demo, and we'll be going into more, letting you know more of the deeper systems like the fuel systems, the autopilot, our other odd things like digital altimeters and stuff like that. And then we'll go into another maybe second session of Q&A. All right, so give me a second here. The sim is back up. Let me load in here. If anybody's got a question that's sim related, or no, actually, if anybody's got a good question, post a question for the pilots. Our instructor's not here, but just in general, our Lear pilots. And if we get a good question down here, if somebody feels worthy, we'll answer. We'll bring them up right now. Let's see here. I probably shouldn't have loaded at this airport. I'm almost thinking of going back over to this other airport. It's a little bit less demanding. And we'll go over here. Where is that airport? Right here. Let's get out in this field here. What navigation systems does Lear use? I know I had the GTN option. Rich is here. All right. Welcome, Rich. Rich, by the way, is a retired instructor for several Lear aircraft, including the Lear 35, and he's also currently a pilot on the Lear 75 now, as he's not. Wow, what is going on? So the sim just crashed again. So I'm assuming either OBS is having a conflict, or somebody's playing some games, because I've never seen this before when you're trying to stream to people. So this is not making any sense. And if I turn the stream off, we can't stream in here. So yeah, this is weird. Let me turn off my 3ds Max as well. That's also taking a big load here, but I'm telling you, you could throw everything at this computer. It just it's not even touching the limits of this computer. Maybe it's not meant to be. You guys aren't allowed to see the plane yet. Let's see. Did we get a good question yet? Anybody? Anybody see a good question for the pilots?
So we have a very interesting question by Flight asking if the early access will have both variants without reverses, and will the TDS work?
Yep, the TDS is in there right now, but I'm actually going to take a risk right now. We're going to disable TDS. I'm turning it off in the background because I disabled it a while ago and I haven't been having these problems. So right now I'm going to turn that off and I'm going to load the PMS 51 instead, because that was running in the background, which also means it's running the trainer, and we're trying to do all this other stuff. So there may be some kind of conflict going on. So I am going to load up. So that's TDS. This one's PMS. Okay. And where did that airport go? I think we're going to load up at Moffett Field. Moffett Field is a very cool airport. Right near San Francisco. And then that way, actually, if I end up we weren't really planning on doing any flying, but if we do get in the air, I can go land at 28 right because I'm very familiar with all the frequencies by heart. So we could do that. Alright, let's get the daytime turned up a little bit more. Alright, everybody can see the stream, right? I'm assuming. Here we go. So there's a first look for you guys. Derek requests to speak. Yeah, I see a dude swimming. What's that mean? Showing your desktop only, Momo. Well, the whole idea was that we were streaming the other one. No, I'm seeing that we're streaming on YouTube. How could you see my desktop? It's showing, the stream is showing my sim.
There is a bit of a delay between
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, that's what it is. Right, exactly. That's why I just left it sitting there for a second. Yeah, it'll come up. I'm already pretty sure I had it on that left monitor. That doesn't make any sense. Yep. Alright. There's some nice little stitches on the seats. You can see our texture artist is using substance, and he's doing some amazing work. You really gotta, I really gotta take my hat off to Render for painting this, doing a lot of the painting on this plane, because he had to deal with like fixing a bunch of UVs from the old FSX one and making new UVs, and he's had to go even back and forth a lot on stuff. So it's probably harder than starting from scratch. But we're going to talk about the store system here in a second. Let's go ahead and show you the outside. Now that the lag is done, I mean, obviously as I'm going around here, and I'm talking live, it's a little bit behind, but I'm on the outside of the airplane now. How much is the lag? When do you see the outside, Rhino? Here, I can bring my OBS up. Does it show me? No, I think my... No, my...
just recently.
Okay.
Sorry, mate. Yeah, the external's just showing.
What? How did somebody do that?
Stick the server.
How? Okay.
Log on into its Nitro and stream this one, which is
Yeah.
150 viewers.
Okay. Dang. Then we want this one right here. There we go. No, that's not the one we want. Sorry, that's OBS. 1 second. We want that one. There we go. Who did that? So I can thank him. Do you know?
It is
Continuum. No. Oh, that's our good buddy, Conti, and he's going to be live streaming this airplane, probably a day to 2 days before the early access. And actually, I'm going to be bringing him into our beta team really soon, because I want to start him getting familiar with the plane, because we're kind of ready for him to fly it. By the way, SU-14 broke some of the autopilot systems, so on even some of the working title stuff, like the GNS 530 and these GTN 750s, the arming modes don't work anymore. So I figure most of you guys have figured this out by now. So when we go into the deeper systems, I was talking about the autopilot, we'll bring that up again. But I don't see it. Does it come up in a message, or you saw it somewhere else? Well, Conti, say something in the message so people can see you. Anyways, thanks, Conti. How did he do that if it's $35 a single boost, and we needed 10 boosts? There's no way he paid all that. Right, and but that gives you Well, okay.
Then post.
I mean, like I said, I would have just gone and paid something, but I thought it was going to be $35 times 10, $350. I wasn't going to quite go do that. Uh, but anyways. All right. So one thing I've learned in this sim, which I didn't know before, is you can call ATC. Oh, you have to have power for the radio. So I guess it's time to show a little bit electrical here. So let's go ahead. We did simulate 3 batteries, including the emergency battery, which we'll talk about more in the deep systems. So let's go ahead and power on here. We'll go to ground services, MOFET, and then we're going to request a power supply. Okay. So we're also for I don't know when the early access may not have it yet, but for the final release, which when that comes, we're gonna have the fuel truck also having the hoses show up that go into the tip tanks. Okay, but this one does right here, and we actually have a 3D model, some really good detail. So when that plug is not there, it's got really good high detail inside there. I want to show you guys some more close-ups. So let's do a little bit of an exterior. Look at this airplane. We're not going to drain the batteries now, so let's see here. Let me go back in here, change to this camera, slow down my camera a little bit. There we go. And I want to show you some stuff. Look at this. Look at the detail on this. Look at that. Look at the glass bending right there. Unbelievable. The gas cap, all the decals. Yeah, like I said, when this plug's not there, it's full 3-dimensional in there. We're also when we're not quite done. There's more decals coming that have every label on the outside of the aircraft. We also did the I want to say energizers. I forgot the name of these ones. I'm thinking of the other type that have the other little shape. But anyways, we've even modeled these guys on there, and including this little guy right there. We also have what we didn't have in FSX. We also have the since you have the 530, you need the probe, the AFCS probe or something like that. All right. That's a mistake right now. Our parking modes isn't on, so that strap shouldn't be there. So I want to mention something about their straps. So I'll go ahead and turn that on right now since we're doing the exterior. Oh, I'm in the wrong camera thing. So I guess it's time to show you guys the tablet. So we've done definitely a mass update on some of these pages where it just didn't quite look as good before. And so this is much better of a look. And we're using more of these for the switches now. So this is a lot better. Now, if you come to an airport that doesn't have a GPU you can call, then you could use our generic one. Now, it's not going to let me turn it on right now because we called the other one. So let's get rid of him, and let's turn on our personal custom one for small airports. So let's go. Oh, we want ATC. Okay. So by the way, if you happen to have the smaller one on and the truck comes, it's gonna just disable this one. So you can't have both on at the same time because there's 2 different hoses. I'm sorry, these aren't hoses; these are cables. And let's go back in here, turn that on, and there's our little generic one there. So you're guaranteed GPU at any airport in the world. So there you go. And then you can use the fancy one if you want. And then, of course, you can do the same with the fuel truck once we're done. But our texture artist, he's got a big task coming ahead of him because I had to model this just recently, and I did it over the last 2 days. And I literally used ZBrush, and I gave this thing more wrinkles than you can see right here because the projection's not done yet, but you can still see some of the shape of the big ones there too. So this is going to be absolutely amazing. And then I want to show you the detail on these clips and stuff. Look at this. Look at these clips and the straps going through. So, And we also did three-dimensional little handles here for the door access panels. So actually, in the real world, they actually don't completely close. The tip will stick out a little bit. Anything else important on the exterior I can think of? We're not going to show you every little bolt and nut, but I wanted to show you a few things. So, yeah, so that park mode thing is not quite done. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. And that, of course, that little strap shouldn't be there. It's just a coating issue. Let's see if I can get some more detail over here. So there's different types of like screws and bolts. So you'll see those compared to these. And then the rivets, you have to get the right lighting to see the rivets. Okay, I definitely got to go show you this. Look at this. Unbelievable detail that Render did here. Look at this. It's just so much detail. Yeah, so there'll still be some things that you never know. There's just so many parts on this airplane. We're always finding something where you got to go in there and do a little tweak. So, yep, I just saw a new one. So, look at that. Unbelievable. This could be the wrong rivet. We had a mix-up the other day. So I'm gonna ask Render about that tonight. I don't think that's the right one, so I'll ask him. But I love the I love this overall look here. All right, so for the door, you can just use the tablet to open and close the door in 2 seconds, and also there is a cockpit door. Man, my camera's slow. So you can close this as well, and there's a little door for it to shut inside there. There you go. But for the door, we even took it one step further than the FSX version. So you're going to have to close this in order as well. You can close the top, but you're not going to be able to close the bottom. So technically, and this little jittery animation will be fixed. We're going to be using the same thing that the fuel truck and the GPU service system uses. Asobo gave us a new thing, and they have one for the door as well. So like for the jets, so that the jetway can line up to the door and well. We found that you can get some amazing animations from that, and I was having problems with my method, so I finally have a solution to fix this because I'm not happy with that. So that will be fixed. But at least I can still show it to you guys now. So this is not going to let me close that. So let's go ahead and open that back up. Now we'll close this. You do have to open that handle to lower it. But when you close it, it'll automatically shut for you. And then the thing that Lear has is it's got basically a motor to pull in the door so that the pins can actually line up so you can close this lever. So you won't be able to close that. And you'll hit this and you'll hear a little motor sound, and then it'll pull the door shut completely, and then you're able to close that. And then for the next time you open the door, you want to release that. If you don't, then you won't be able to open that until you release it later. So that's basically your door mechanism there. I want to show you guys some of the night textures because this is one of my favorite things in this airplane. Is this night lighting. So let me get this thing set up in a different configuration real quick. We're going to kill all the power in the aircraft, and our flashlight will be on. And so that way we can get around. And there are there's a few devices. By the way, something that you just have to learn in the system. The stalls are on the hot battery. It's very weird. You need to turn those off when you leave the plane, or your battery will be dead next time you come back to it. Obviously, probably not in the sim one, but they are on the hot battery. So that will drain your battery if you leave that on. Everything is off. But so are these. These are on the hot battery, so your door light is on there. Although that's not supposed to turn on until the door opens, I think. I'll have to look into that. And then the luggage also is able to turn on. So let's go ahead and pop this door back on real quick. You're going to love this. Oops, got to open the handle. That's the little handle that you hold on, and the pilot can pull and drag on that. And I've heard that these guys have fallen out on their face on the cement before. So there's some true stories about standing too close to the edge or something when you're pulling that thing. It just yanks you right outside. So yeah, so there's some beautiful. I just love this lighting. Look at that. All right, so now we'll allow you to get in here to turn on some power. I mean, obviously with the flashlight you'll be able to see the switches, so you could turn the door light back off and then head into the cockpit, so you have your flashlight, and then you can come over here and turn on your batteries, and then you'll have light. And that's interesting. I would expect, since I loaded the flight from the beginning. Yeah, that's weird. Why would it be? It's kind of like playing a little game where it's like when you reload the flight, when you do a reload as a dev, you have to reload the flights for the lights to come back. That's strange. Why are my lights playing games here? Anyways, by default, I already had the knobs in a certain position. They should have been on. Let me see something here. We might have to reload the flight. I don't know why it would have done that. We already have the GPU hooked up. We're already hooked up to the GPU. We've got lots of solid power. No, when this light right here. Okay, watch. Hold on. This might be something to do with. I think this is something to do. Oh. Okay, see? I've learned so much things on this damn airplane. This is what I'm talking about of a learning curve, because even I know everything about this plane that I've coded, and I still forget stuff like this. It's absolutely mind-boggling. We are starting from cold and dark, and that's hilarious. Okay, now it makes sense. Because I was like, there's no way that should be off. I was thinking that was weird. Anyways, I love the floodlight, especially compared to the old FSX one, because this is an actual effect. And there are bulbs down here, too. So, really nice effect. Alright, well, I knew I would forget something today. That's okay. I don't remember every part of the system. So anyways, alright, so let's make it a little bit darker. I wanted to show off these lights. Back to what I was doing here. I'm going to turn off the floodlight, and then you've got EL lights. So let's see if I can get this. Now in the real world, these wouldn't be lit up here, but in the real world, you could feel things, and obviously in the sim world, you can't. So we just prefer to put EL lights on there. So by default, the knob is always left in the 50 position anyway, so it's not like as soon as you turn power on, you'll have some lights, but you can even go brighter. But the EL lights on that side, let's turn it off, is just for the pilot. So unlike the FSX one, it's actually split up based on the side now. So that's going to be that side. And then you've also got pedestal control right here. So that's just going to be the pedestal EL lights. So let's just turn all those off, and then you've got, let's give it a little bit of light there. And there's also ambient lighting, so some stuff like knobs are not lit up. They don't have emissive, so even as you adjust this light, you can see ambient lighting showing up all throughout the panel, so you can read things like in the real world. That's what ambient lighting does. And even with the EL lights, it produces more ambient light. So with both of these up, you can actually get down in here and read the knobs and stuff like that aren't backlit. Okay, but that is pretty strong for the. And by the way, these two needles here, just ignore it if you notice it. If you have a good eye like me, that it's missing the little shader for it, so that's why it's too bright. It's literally glowing. So just ignore that. That will be fixed. And let's see here. Get the EL lights over here. And then, of course, you got the instrument lights on this side. And another cool feature, you've got, let's see if we can get to the switch, wing inspection light right there. It should be a little black dot. Where the hell is the black dot? Interesting. Okay, it's missing. Anyways, there's a, well, maybe it's just hard to see. There's a little black dot you're supposed to, the light's supposed to focus on there. I don't know the purpose of the black dot. Okay. And we do have icing effect for this too, by the way. So let's go over to um, well, I think they moved it recently, but why can't it's under a subcategory. No, they didn't. It's right here. Okay. So there's icing. Yep. Icing is only really going to form on leading edge stuff, so you're not going to see it on the side windows and most of these just the leading edge stuff. We've actually simulated. Asobo only really gives us two things, so we can melt ice on the wings from the engine, hot air, and we can use the hot air here for defrosting the front windshields. There's also alcohol. That is another. This plane has another thing for alcohol that can do the nose, as it sprays out right here. And then also, if you didn't want to use the hot air here, you can also do alcohol on that as well. You're limited on how much alcohol you have, but they don't give us another option to melt on these. So what I've done is I've actually done a visibility one for this ice one. So when you do turn on the icing effect, only this one, if you did let it build up with ice, when you turn that switch on, it'll just disappear. It's not going to do the slow melt like you're seeing right now, how it's all melting away. But at least right now you're getting to see it all melt. Which is kind of curious, because do I have my icing on right now? Why is it melting? Oh, it's just melting right now because that was done using this. It's not actually it wasn't done through the weather, so it works. All right, what else is on the demo? The tablet. Let's go back to the tablet. Turn up the brightness here, and then we can go into the first little bit of Q&A here. We're also going to do Q&A not just for the pilots, but guys to ask about the project itself. Is what we'll probably do next. Whoops. Yep, so you've got controls of some of the major lights, like on the panel behind me from here. The tables. You can do all the shades can be done individually, or you can do them all at once. Like I said earlier, on the passengers, you can still turn them on for visuals and wait. And then over here, this is just your configuration page, so you can literally just turn that off. Like the 414, it's pretty similar on the weather. And this is a lot better looking and more organized than our last one. Pilots, like I said, will be forced on. Some seats have two people, so it'll do one or the other. So let's go ahead and fill up the seats real quick. You can see the plane is lowering down right now. And we should have a room full of passengers, so there you go. Cindy with her bottle. And fuel obviously has more sliders now. Range is always based on standard, so don't expect that to be accurate. It just gives you, your estimate. The fuel system, wait till we get to that, you're going to love it. Also, we added a few more extra ones in here so that you have like the max ramp that you could be, but before takeoff, so you got to be 250 pounds lighter by the time you take off, which you may be by the time you get there. But you could start a little heavier. And then you got your landing weight and different weights there for the flight. Am I missing one? Oh yeah, and then our most favorite one. You don't need that interactive checklist anymore. We've come up with a way to save us time to build you something a little bit nicer that you need on the fly anyways. So anytime during you need the checklist, there you go. Just turn on the one that you need. If it's a long page, you can just scroll down right here. So a little bit of credit goes to Rhino right there. Helped out a lot getting this conversion done here. But Rhino also gets a lot of credit because he's the one that made this Discord here. So any thanks to how this new server is a lot better than the old one. You can thank Rhino. This is his work.
But yeah, maybe it might be worth showing off the external lights and your
Wait. Okay, yeah. Rhino. Yeah, we'll show some exterior lights, and then what was that? The landing gear. The landing gear. You mean like the? Oh yeah. Okay. Well, let's get the. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that real quick. Yeah, there's some really good detail that we put into the rims and tires. The Bones animated hoses here for the brake lines. So if you go over here, we can actually show. Oh, that's weather. We could actually show that moving. Look at that. It's just amazing.
we have a question in the chat asking if we're going to hear the sounds today.
I can do the engine sounds. I mean, I can show sounds, but a lot of the switches we have some that are still mixed up, so you get the wrong type of switch sound, where it's like more of a light click compared to a heavy click on some of the sounds. Not nothing. Most of the sound, it's like 99% done. It's just we have a couple hiccups, so I was just gonna leave it off. But yeah, we can turn on the engine sounds and rev up the engines. Um, oh, I asked him to darken it up. He did it. He darkened up the gear bay. Look at that. So we've fixed up the gear bay area there as well. The nose one, I'll just be honest, it's really still kind of like probably the same UVs on some of the parts. We revamped all of this. This has been done heavily. The nose gear we're going to be doing too, but nothing you would notice without even knowing. Yeah, okay. We were fixing this about an hour ago, and we fixed half of it. Look at, remember I kept selecting the bottom one, and it said it was linked. Okay, so anyways, that's funny. This is what I was talking about. We might run into a hiccup today. Whoops, that's the wrong one. I wanted to do the weight. That's okay. Let's go do the lights. What happened here? There we go. Let's go here. Let's turn on these guys. So all of these are bindings is we're pushing. We did updates for anything, so it's one LVAR to do the action you need. So people who have a lot of hardware, you're gonna have it easy. It's just gonna be one LVAR to do all the magic you need. Because when it comes down to it, a landing switch that's got taxi and a three-way switch for taxi to landing lights, you can't use default binding. It's just not going to work. So you have to have an LVAR. So what I say for the people that don't have a lot of hardware, well, you don't need to worry about it because you can just use your mouse. There's nothing wrong with using the mouse. The people that want to use hardware, well, then you need hardware software, and we will have an exact list of what LVAR you need to control for that switch. And then we're going to have, we already got 50 set up on FUIPC, by the way, thanks to Al. So those are a bunch of them ready to go there. And some of the other popular ones will come as well. So your main lights are over here, and then the two landing and taxi lights are right there. Let's go to dark. And I love these type of strobes. You probably never see this in flight sims. And inside, they're actually animated and moving in there as well, too. Unbelievably, just amazing. I love it. Yeah, it's still the Asobo lighting, so you know these things don't go very far. It's hard to get those things to... Asobo really hasn't given us the ability to really stretch them out and keep them thin and stuff, so... hopefully they'll update that one day. And on my list, let's see. So we did the cabin. We did the panel. Let's see. Light demo tablet. Why did I say panels? The door, the night lights, cabin exterior. Panels. What was panels? All right. Well, does anybody been monitoring questions? We have any like good sim questions before we go into maybe asking the pilot some questions? Has anybody noticed any? Been monitoring? I know Al was maybe going to write some down. Here's Metz. Let's see what he says. Here's one. Okay, here's one from Metz that he posted. I think maybe copying someone. Wait, I think the Black Square dev has found a fix. Oh, for the working title bug. Yeah, no, I saw that little fix for it. I wonder if that really fixes everything. And I don't know what bug it was that Black Square had. Was it just because you reload the flight and then it completely breaks, or was it the arming? So I need to know more about that because I saw the fix, but I don't know what the fix was for, and I don't know what the problem was with the Black Square. So that's something to look into. But right now, when we get into the deeper systems here, if people are still wanting to hang out that long, I'll talk about how the arming isn't working on that right now. And it's really a Sobo. I think it's more Sobo's SU-14 fault than it is working title, of course. Okay. I lost the... Wait a minute, let me get back in the thread. Okay, I'm here. Let's say that again. Yeah. Yep. 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 Yeah. Yeah, so basically, real quick, full flaps, you get spoilerons, and you only get half the spoiler. And then regular spoilers, you get full on the ground. And then in the air, full spoilers, just turning on the spoiler, you get half again. So at any flap position. But only in full flaps will you get spoilerons. And I guess the idea is that once you have full flaps, it helps give you, what, more aileron control, I guess? Is that what it does? Yeah, more roll authority. There's your reverse thrusters, you guys. Looks beautiful, too. Look at the inside of the doors. I love it. Yeah.
Question from YouTube. Someone's asking if you're still going to be the interactive checklists. Even though we have the tablet, they still love running things in the cockpit that way.
Yeah. The problem is we're a small mom and pop shop, and this plane, just getting the systems, we put over every single circuit in there. There's over 200 circuits in this thing. I'll show you guys live. There's just no way. I cannot believe how long it takes to put an interactive one. For the simple planes, I put days of work into it. To try to put that in for this plane, that's not happening. That would be a full-time job for a couple months for somebody. Literally. Nope. Unless you want a $100 plane. And by the way, I consider this a $60 plane. We're going to be selling for $40. Same as the 414. You're getting a $60, $70 plane for nothing. Let me show you guys. All right, just real quick. So this is our buses here. So we have, and if you look at, I don't know, some of you guys are devs. If you looked at other planes, they'll just put everything under a few main category for buses. We use all the real buses, including the real batteries, and there's 21 buses here. Some of them are just hot batteries. Some stuff isn't actual real buses on the airplane, but we have to put a bus on it to make it work for the sim. But we have, oops, let me move this over so you can see that. Why do I not see the numbers? That's the strangest thing. What is going on? What the heck? Look at that. The numbers are missing to the left. Let me reopen that. What the heck is going on there? Oh, okay. Maybe I'm blind. The number's over here. I must be really blind right now. Sorry about that. there are over 200 circuits in this thing that I've done, and even organized by the buses and the ACs, and also in the sim world they don't give you AC, so of course we actually force it to be an AC by doing the conversion ourselves and then running a different circuit. Yeah, yeah. Let me reset. Let me fix that. Sorry, I know why it's doing that. Give me a thing. Change windows. Sorry about that. I usually hit screen. I don't know why I didn't hit screen. Cool. All right, it should be instant now for you guys. Yeah. So going back, the buses were right here. There are 21 buses, and to give you an idea how that works. Where's my little image? Is that it right there? Yeah. So that's basically all these little red things are pretty much those buses that you're seeing. So yeah, so everything, the heart of the whole system is the battery charging bus right here, and your generators are coming in this way, your batteries are down here, and all of your other main essentials and mains and your ACs are all up here coming off of there. And we even have all of these amps and the limiters all in there, just like the real aircraft. Oh, and then we also put the ties in here. So obviously, again, it would be a full-time job for somebody to go do all those circuit breakers. It would be absolutely insane. So we did simulate 3 of them, and those are the tie breakers. So yeah, if you have just one inverter on, like that, of course you're still going to have inverters. If you have the other inverter on, you're going to have one. If you break the tie down here, then only systems on the right one are going to work, and only systems on the left one are going to work. So we did include that because that's not a failure. But all the others would just be failures, and you know the odds of that happening, and you need 2 pilots to deal with it. You're not going to need it. Most of the people that are doing them are on small single-engine planes. I would love to see somebody do. I can only think of PMDG doing a really large aircraft like this, doing full-on failure systems. And I'm assuming PMDG doesn't do it. Anyways, yeah, so that gives you an idea of the electrical here. And then one other thing I want to show. We did... to get the fuel system to be very realistic, and there's actually gravity tanks from the tip tanks into the wing tanks. Where's the sim? The first basically 50% when these things are full will gravity feed into the wing, and then once it's half full, then the gravity feed will stop. Sobo has basically blown me away with the new fuel system. Open this up. So here's another one, and usually there's just a few lines of config. You're always going to have some logic somewhere, and it takes a little bit of logic. So I have a crap load of logic on another XML. This is just a config file where usually you just have a few lines, like maybe 6 or 8 lines. You tell it what kind of fuel, how many tanks you have, and how much fuel goes in the tanks and stuff like that. But with the new modern system, you literally can model every single line and valve and everything, and of course this takes a roadmap. So here's my roadmap, and the V's are the valves, the P's are the pumps. By the way, on this aircraft, the main jet pumps they're non-electrical or mechanical. They're just basically non-moving parts in them, and it's all done through pressure coming off the fuel off the engine. So that's what the red lines are, and just in a quick way to explain it, all those, and then all these numbers are the lines, and we've pretty much got this thing, what, 99.9%, or did I get it 100%? I don't even know. Did I get it 100%? Except we are missing one valve right here. We're going to be adding later, but that's just so you can see the low pressure right here, because unfortunately, when we close this valve, when we cut off the engines, we lose the low pressure fuel valve. So I got to add one more fuel valve there. So I guarantee it's 99% minus that one valve. We'll be doing that. But this is what it took just to tell it all the lines and valves connecting to another. So it starts right here, and then this is all the lines here and valves and pumps and junctions. It got rewritten. That's why it's a little messy right here. These little tags used to be up in here. Um, anyways, and then these ones are also part of it. This is just dead weight in between here. There we go. But yeah, it's incredible. All right. Well, do we have any more questions? I mean, these guys are already on the stage, so is anybody's got questions for the pilots? I'm going to take a talking break here, drink some of my coffee, and somebody else can talk. Can the Lear help release a realistic force profile for the Brunner force feedback? I was talking to a guy last night who has Brunner. I was learning a lot about the Brunner last night. Um, yeah, it has the stick shaker's been enabled. I can tell you that. So if the stick shaker shakes, I would assume that you're going to get the stick shaker on the Brunner. Does that answer that question? I don't know. But it's got force feedback enabled and stick shaker. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah. Where's the hellhole? Is that behind the luggage? Yeah, I saw the picture when you guys opened that thing, and then I also know there's a parachute under here, which I'd love it if I could simulate the parachute, but we didn't. Yeah.
I've got a question here. Do the thrust reversers break constantly whenever medical procedures are underway? As far as I'm concerned, material growth direction,
Here's our GNS 530. So you get the same transponder that was in the 414, which is actually not the stock one because Les actually upgraded this thing for realism, just like we did in the 414. So it's got more realistic colors and better added modes and some improvements. I don't know all the improvements because I never used the thing, but and then of course it still has the working radar too. Yep.
there's two questions I saw in YouTube chat. One of them, how many liveries are going to come with the airplane, and is it GSX compatible?
What's GXX compatible? That's like a software that's a third party for like what doing all kinds of like catering
Yeah,
services.
one of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, if you make it set up for the fuel trucks in this sim, isn't that compatible? And the door, it knows where the door is because we're going to be using the door coding, so it should know where the door is. But of course, you can't put this plane's too small. You can't put a jetway to it. So I don't know what the GSX would do with this thing. What would it do?
That's why I don't
Yeah,
know what it would do. It's kind of entertaining.
yeah, I don't know what it would do either.
You've seen us in these movies with the GSX.
Yeah, yeah, you got to load it by hand. Yeah, you literally
It's very
no. Yeah.
Yep, we bring to the cabin. And it depends on how much it holds in real life. 100%.
Oh yeah, this radio will be fixed. I somehow I don't know. We don't really. Never mind. I broke one. The COM radio nav 2 got broke. But you also have backup COM and COM 2 and a backup nav 2 and your two ADFs, and you've also got DMEs here. Um,
I have got a question for
yep.
Sorry, could we see this thing being started up during the flight?
I love this light. Look at this, you guys. Sorry. Yeah, but maybe later we can. I love that light. By the way, the real pilots in the real world, they hate this light because it burns the shit out of them. You're okay as long as you don't touch it. The light's okay as long as you don't touch it.
Really show off the rain effects on the windows.
So avionics, you're gonna lose. Boom, boom. You're gonna lose these. Um, you're gonna lose your transponder. Should I have lost the GPS? I thought I was supposed to lose the GPS. Aren't I supposed to lose the GPS on the avionics? Something must have got updated because I thought that was on the avionics too. Oh yeah, and by the way, ground altimeter don't work without this. Autopilot, it don't work without this. These are almost like circuit breakers. What was the question?
You want to show them the rain effects on the windows?
Yeah. Hopefully, I did them right. I haven't checked that in a long time. Uh, yeah. I guess the only thing it can mess up is if you don't put the UVs in the right direction. Then when you're moving, you want the raindrops to go the correct direction. Ah, come on, get through the door. But yeah, yep. All the icing's there and all the rain effects there.
So let's go ahead and let's go over the windows. Here, 5,000 pictures. So let's share that. Let's see.
Hmm.
Let's see.
No pilots.
So this entire area right now we're in it's called Fresno, so it's basically desert. Back in the wetlands, we get some airplanes crashing into us. Sometimes they crash into buildings. Sometimes they hit cities. We get melting areas of sand but all is the same. Yeah, the electric the molecules as well as explosives have exactly
Is there rain effects on the outside of the glass? Anyways, here's another livery I'm showing right now. Uh, yeah, there's rain effects on the outside.
yeah, I mean, there. It's hard not to. I don't want to say too much just 'cause it's spread around. It's like anything else. You always have challenges with it.
Oh,
I gotta ask you, is part of the reason is this temperature spots recently that somewhere it's up to almost 2 to 3 dark so it's moisture that's the effect it's
screws are missing.
it makes a certain noise it's like it makes a noise it makes like it's it's contributing to it it's it takes the temperature makes the difference
What the heck happened to my screenshot? Do that again.
so for example the question about favorite thing about flying the airplane flies flies for the most part I'll ask you too because I enjoy it it's the fastest airplane usually has one and you just kind of strap that thing in it's a really really tight fit up front once you get it going it's about 3 knots per hour and the airplane's flying at just as much as that so it's going from 0 to 60 it's the most accurate and it doesn't lose the momentum there's a question on YouTube are you sure everyone was positive the aircraft doesn't have wipers right
No, no.
okay okay so yeah no wipers great nice perfection
Guy says on YouTube, can't wait to crack this. You know what he means by that, right?
Well,
Not like fly it. At first, I thought when Matt shared that, I thought you meant he was crack it, like give it a shot to try it. No, he means like yeah, get it for free.
yeah, but I'm still trying it. Yeah, I really trouble rounding the installation numbers. It's hard to
So if anybody's noticing right here, the gravity feed is I guess it's set for.
it's hard to
Is that?
use it for something
Anyways, as soon as these tanks get below a certain amount, then basically, what is going on here? My gravity feed's broken. No, that's impossible. I wonder if the when the when I use the aircraft editor, if you update the fuel page, it might have screwed it up. This is why I keep a backup. It reorganized it, and it looks like it's just stuck gravity feeding. Look at this. It's not stopping. It should have stopped. Although I did do an update on it the other day, about a week ago, and I might have messed it up. I'm going to put the original back in right now, because I kind of wanted to show this, and it's not working right, so let me quickly just do a little repair here. I'm going to put in our...
There's been a lot of general questions trying to see if there's anything wrong to the simulation equipment. This is where you sort of enter general stuff here and talk about some things that you don't want to see. Ask me when you get to that question. It varies usually depending on if in flight mode or in flight mode. Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah,
Okay, we're going to...
yeah. Kevin should probably have had troubles on the motors. That's crashing. I have no specific answer for it.
Hmm.
Stock motors, that's totally separate. It's also related to replacing any of the 600 components with transfer control or anything like that. So, we've got a wide varieties here of components. We've got 15, 20 airplanes on board.
Oh, we got up to 100. We're still holding 55. That's not too bad. People were, probably getting late night on the East Coast too, so people can't be on all night. Yeah, yeah. So I'm sure some people just wanted to see the plane a little bit, but they can't sit here hang out all night. So it's kind of cool to see some people are still here, because we are going to show you some more depth systems as long as we have a pretty decent amount of people here. Um,
Looking now for another source of power. Show off some of the mods.
yeah, I'm gonna also show off there's a bug going on right now. Some people said it may be a fix for it. We'll look into that. Um, let's see. Let's also load up on 2.8 right. And what did I want to check here? What was I about to do? Oh, we are about to.
For general flight,
I broke my gravity feed. Look at it. All right. Hopefully it doesn't crash this time. I don't know. It can't. I can't be doing something wrong. There's no way. These top two are the. Oh, that's another thing I love about the new modern system. You can name your tanks to what you want them to be, which I love. So you're actually getting the correct names. Tip tanks. Anyways, my gravity feed's broken. I worked on it last week. I was looked like everything was happy with my new change, but now I realize sometimes when you go to work on systems, you have something already working, and you break it. So I broke it. Anyways, when this gets below 50% here on this tank here, it stops transferring. Well, that's funny. It doesn't. It's not moving like it was before. Here, hold on. Let's try this again. Okay, you could literally see it. Oh, that's an illusion. That's like decimals. Okay, maybe it was working. Hold on a second. All right, well, I'll have to fix that. Anyways, once these tanks are below 50%, then it stops transferring, and then you'll see these numbers not moving so fast. But unfortunately, gravity feed is just completely stuck on until the tanks are empty. So that's an easy fix. I just got to figure out what happens. Um, yeah, so you can check individual tanks here. You've got your jet pumps here. You do not need your standby pumps. Technically, you could leave these on the whole time while you're running and flying, but you also just don't even need them. If you do a cross feed, then you'll need a right pump to and open up the cross feed valve. The light will only come on momentarily. It's just telling you that it's in transition. So there's an actual time it takes for a valve to open and close. So turn on the right pump. That'll transfer right tank to left tank, and that'll do the opposite. If you have these in any position and you go and mess with this switch will override these. So it doesn't matter where these are. If you go to fill, you're going to take fuel from the wings, and you're going to put them in this tank here. So we should see that happening right now. Although that looks quite slow, doesn't it? Wow. That is... What is going on? I wonder if SU-14 broke my fuel system. Or did I break it? I'm going to find out. I have to do some investigating, because that does not transfer nearly as fast as you can. And then if you go to transfer, you're taking the fuel from this tank and going into the wing tanks. And of course, you have to turn off the jet pumps, and the cross valve has to be open. So that light, yeah, technically should... Let's go back to off, yeah. That light should kick this one on here in a second. Let's go off. And now let's go back on. Yeah, it does. Again, that is too slow. What the heck? That would take forever. Do I have no engines running? Is that what's going on, or something like that? Am I doing something wrong? Why would that be so slow? It's all electric, right? Hmm. Any Lear pilots here? No, I mean, but it wasn't this slow. Like, you're seeing a difference from what it was before, right? That's not right. That's not even. Or am I not looking at it right? Because I'm looking at gallons instead of pounds. Ah, I'm so used to looking at it in pounds. That's what's messing with my brain. Because I'm like, wait a minute, this looks so weird. It doesn't look like it's even moving. Okay. Yep. Haven't looked at the fuel system in a while. So now I want to kind of go back. Let me turn this off. And I want to look at the gravity feed. Because look how fast this thing. Because even though this wasn't moving very fast, I could see these moving really fast. And then, but you couldn't really see the change. So obviously, let's see. Let's just bring it up here where they're even. If you're up high, you'll see them offset pretty quickly here. So yeah, it would take, a good 10-15 minutes with this amount of fuel for this to completely halfway drain. And then you bring it over here. That number should completely slow down. So it may be working. I just wasn't looking. Wasn't looking at pounds. I still think that's broken, but I'll look into it. Anyways, oh yeah, and then there's the jettison, and we did add an effect for that. I have to be moving for that, so let's just come up here real quick, and we will turn that on. Why do I have a feeling it's not going to work? There it goes. So there's our jettison effect. And those lights, of course, will stay on because it's not just showing you valve transition. So, in the sim, there are different types of tooltips, inputs, and legacy, or lock and legacy. And lock is good for, obviously, the new Xbox. That's why they made it. And legacy is more the traditional way. Well, also, I've noticed that there's a bunch of if you have things that go like two different directions, like left, right, up, and down, because now you can do aileron and pitch trim in one thing. If you're in Legacy, this will be completely disabled. It won't even work. So just be aware of that. But yeah, you can go left and right, up and down. If you grab outside instead of on the button there, then it's like a pilot not pressing the button, and then you're getting your autopilot pitch reference. So we'll go more into that as well here in a minute. But I've written a bunch of my own templates, and I can do amazing things with inputs now. So for example, I don't think you could do this in Legacy. So you left click, it'll tell you to right click, and if you right click, you can hold 1 to 3 seconds for standard, 4 seconds to go into a toggle mode for another 4 seconds to switch between INHG and HPO, and then if you hold for 8 seconds, it'll just automatically swap when you get to 8 seconds, so you know when you're there, so you're not guessing all day. And that will swap you from feet to meters. And then depending on the position you put ADC, you'll get a letter. Let me get my camera here set up. You'll get a letter A here, and then swap it again. You get a letter A here. The autopilot will look at the alerter that the A is on. And then I will be doing some more coding later. If you have one in feet and one in meters, doesn't matter which one, then whatever is not got the A, the alerter window will be blank, and the knob will not adjust both. But when they're in the same meters or feet together, then they're always in sync. So basically, it just disables it when you swap one. So I'll give you a little demo here. We'll change the 2992. And and by the way, right clicking on this one is your test button. Damn, I hate when the tooltips get in the way. They're so big. There's your test mode, and then yeah. So we'll just go 1,000. Let go, and let's go 1,000 to 1,000. That's not funny. 1,000, 2 1,000. There it goes. I was like, you're not broken. Okay, now we'll do 4 seconds. So 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000. Let go. It should turn yellow. And then if you just right click, you can toggle back and forth. And as soon as the yellow goes away, then you're no longer in the mode to toggle back and forth. So now you're in HPO. That does say HPO, not HPA, does it? Is it HPA or HPO? Okay. And now we will do 8 seconds. I won't bear to count it. And you just sit there and hold it because you don't have to count it because as soon as it's there, you'll know because you'll be in meters. There you go. And now it changed to M. So now you're in meters. So now for the early release guys, don't expect one of these to disable. Right now they're going to both be still active, but we will make it so when you swap it there. Asobo also hasn't given us the ability to have the autopilot look at a specific altimeter. So I believe that if you put this one in meters, or just, it doesn't matter. If you just change the barometer on this one and you go to capture an altitude, it's always going to listen to the pilot one because in the config we had to tell it to listen to one of the altimeters. So for altitude, it's always looking at this one. For the altimeter, it's looking at the one that you select. Okay. Which in reality is always the same one. It just hides the other one is all it really does. So there is no other one. This also you can't use the default assignment on this, so you'll need the LVAR for this. This is one of those binding ones again. Sometimes this number is this is not the default AVAR, it's a LVAR. But that's how we bring you really amazing realism. Yeah. Can't wait. Okay, ask the question again. Can you do what on the? Yeah, all this can be done. Okay, so this right here is just default. You can just do the autopilot pitch reference. Okay, but the problem is that it will be on the binding list because here's the thing. Let's say you have we have to turn on the power, by the way. That's hiding back here. If you Can I get to that through here? Yeah, I can. If you have altitude hold on and you're just flying along holding altitude, at any time you could just pull down on this. It's going to disable the altitude hold, and it's just basically whatever you were flying level. Now it's going. You just hold it and you look at the value, and then you let go, and you're going to be pitched up and holding pitch mode now. So anytime you can just pitch the aircraft somewhere else and get out of altitude hold without having to disable it. So that won't happen unless you you use our LVAR for that. And then for these are default too. So you could just set those. You could just set up to default. There's nothing's gonna happen. So those are full default. These you definitely want the LVARs for these. The MSW. This turns on your steer on, so you can steer the aircraft. By the way, this is another one of these things you have to learn about this plane. You can't steer the plane until you have the steer on, and this is actually how you turn the steer on. Is down here, the steer lock. That turns it on. This is just a momentary. So like if you're running down if you're doing 40 knots, it's actually down to 8 degrees. It's getting less and less steering as you're going faster. But I guess apparently if you hold this, it'll give you back your full steering. So this is just a momentary, but it's also a way to turn it off as well, in case you want to completely just remove it. And you'll be right back down to like, I guess not even 8 degrees, right? You'd be like nothing, right? So you'd just be running on the rudder. Yep, and then when you get in the air, it'll automatically kick you out of steer off as well too. So you can just turn it on in the beginning and forget about it the rest of the flight. Just turn it on, taxi, go take off, and you're all good. Okay, so you don't need that technically, right? Is that right? No. Wait, so during takeoff you would hold that? Why? So you have more authority as you're getting through the lower speeds? But I thought because Rich, the instructor said that it's basically 45 degrees at 0 knots, and then at 45 knots it's down to 8 degrees. So it just does it for you, right? So it's just giving you less and less authority. Okay. So it's just something pilots just do, but you don't have to. Yeah. All right. That makes sense. But I'm just telling for most people, for now, they can just turn on because they got a lot to learn in the beginning. Just turn it on and you're good to go. I promise you, you'll be fine. Unless you got a really strong crosswind, you may be in trouble. Um, Pitch sync is right here, so turn on the autopilot. You get your flight director. You turn off the autopilot. Your flight director's still. Oh no, I'm sorry. This will also. I was going to go back to this one again. So your no, actually, that's not going to reset that either. If any of the modes are on, this is going to turn it off as well. I can't remember about the autopilot. Yeah, this basically is a reset. It turns off everything, and then it's also your steer on. So think of it as reset and steer on. That's your two things. Pitch sync, that just syncs up. So if you're flying without the autopilot and you want the flight director to match where your pitch is, so the next time you turn something on, you just sync it here. For you guys, real quick, does it actually mess with the modes? I can't remember if it messes with my modes. I don't think it does. Yeah, it also disables modes too. But this is my favorite. Ready? So if you have, this is the maneuver. So if you want to remaneuver the aircraft while you're in, like, let's say you're in vertical speed and you're holding, 1,000 feet a minute and climb, you can hold this, make some changes and change the pitch of the aircraft, and then let go, and it will return on. So it's going to basically turn off the R and the P for roll and pitch and disable the mode you're on, but it's going to remember what you had on prior to it and bring it back. So it's going to kill it, and then you let go and it brings it back, and you'll be right back in VS with the update. And only the pitch will update your new speed, your new VS, or your altitude holds, because you might have been just in altitude holds, and it will give you the new value, so we'll update those, but roll it won't. So if you were currently on a heading, it's going to go back to the old heading if you had changed it while you're in maneuver. But that's the way I know it, and I think I know it pretty well. I say that pretty good? Is that about right? I didn't get a response there. We still here? Hello. Join stage. Ah, I got kicked off the stage. What the hell? Let's see here. Am I back? Nope. Disconnect quietly. Why am I not in the stage? Yeah, I'm back. When did I get kicked out? Okay. Okay, so I was talking about I think I got kicked out when I was talking about the reset clear. Yeah. Okay, so real quick, it's just easy to remember. The master reset is for your steer on, and then just think about it resetting everything. So it basically turns everything off, is what it does. It's a quick way to get autopilot off, and it's a good way to get your steering back. Okay, so if you just right before landing kill everything, it's your big red button. It clears everything and gives you steering. Okay, and then in here. Okay, so let me bring that back on. Wrong button. Screen this time. Aircraft. There we go. And then for this one down here is your pitch sync. So it's just basically going to put the flight director where you're pitching. So if you're not in autopilot and you're up at 10 degrees, then that will bring the flight director up to 10 degrees. That way, when you re-enable something like the autopilot by itself, it'll the pitch will already be where it needs to be. So it'll hold that, and that's pretty much all that does, right? Oh, it also turns off modes as well, right? I think yes, it also clears modes, and then I don't think it turns off the autopilot though. No. Now my favorite, the maneuver. Okay, so. This one's great. I love this button. This is going to be very helpful. So let's say you're in VS or you're in speed or you're in altitude hold. You have some kind of pitch going and it's got memory. because when you press this, it's going to basically disable R and P temporarily while you're holding it. It's momentary. These are all three of these are momentary, and you can re-maneuver the aircraft now, then let go, and then it's going to bring back whatever you had on. So anything for pitch mode, it's going to bring back the update where you release the maneuver. So if you were at 1,000 feet a minute before and you're now at 1,500 feet a minute, it's going to bring back VS mode, turn back on R&P, and re-engage the servos, and then you're going to basically be at 1,500 feet a minute. But when it comes to roll, if you were on some other heading or nav or whatever, it's not going to update that. It's just basically going to go back to what it was before. So if you had changed the heading, so I think most of the time you'd probably be using it more for pitch changes. But so for example, here's VS, RP is on. We'll hold it on. It'll go off. It'll actually remember that you had VS on, so it'll bring that back, and then it will give you the new pitch when you released. If you were just at an altitude of holding some specific 5,000 feet, you pitch up, move up to 5,500 feet, let go. Now you're holding 5,500 feet. So, probably the most popular button on this yoke, right? I don't know. My favorite. Anyways, did I explain that maneuver right? Am I still here this time? Yep. Because I did all this, and I come back, and nobody answered. I'm like, did I do that right? And I'm like, hello? Nobody was here. Yeah, reset. Yeah. Okay, here's a cool feature, and again, just like my amazing inputs I did over there, I did it for the autopilot. So watch this. You got to have the master switch on down below, the basically the power source for the circuit breaker for the autopilot. Left switch will be your just your standard test mode to just make sure all the bulbs are working. And then if you want to do a full test, it says press for full test. So you do a right click. Okay, let go here. You'll wait, and one light will go out in about 8 seconds, and then the other one will follow after it. And during that, you can't do anything else. You can't do the left click test or anything like that. And then it'll basically turn both off, and level will come on, letting you know you're done with the test. So there's your full autopilot test, and level is on. So another great one. Some more testing. All of these, we won't go into all of them, but there's actually one down here called the spoiler on reset. So if you Rich said it wasn't working, but I remembered. Maybe he didn't forget. Remember? I don't know. Maybe sometimes he says he forgets things too. You got to be in full flaps for this test, or it's just a limitation thing. I'll ask you guys. But you go to full flaps because I think this is the limitation, because we've already said you can't do spoiler-ons unless you have full flaps. But for the test, I don't think you would have to be in full flaps. But in this sense, the sim isn't going to let us have spoiler-ons without that. So, yeah. Okay, so it is true. Okay, so okay. I always forget between the real world and limitations because, I'm always trying to deal with both, and then I forget. Okay, well, hold on. I thought I updated all that, so let's go for a test here. I don't remember the flashing part now, but anyways. So you just want to hold the aileron either left or right, full deflection. The yoke center, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Yep, and then you click it again. Yep. Okay. Extend. Oh, okay. The spoiler? I know we have it set for flashing. Okay, well, you and I, we'll go over some more of this stuff with the flashing and stuff, because I could have sworn we have it flashing, but it only does it in the air or something. I don't know. And not on the ground. The opposite. So I thought it was only in the air. That's the way I think I have it coded for right now. Let me fix this. Okay. All right, let's do another test here. So I want to do this one. I think is pretty cool. So we have drums sounds for the drums moving here. We also have a clicking sound for the trim. So when you're moving it, you know you're moving it. So this is going to be hard to see if I can get the camera where I want it. So, okay, well we can do the test twice. I want to do the mock trim. So right here, you focus. This thing is going to move. So you're going to hold it. This is going to move. Once it's done, moving 4 degrees, I think, then it stops moving, and then you'll get a flashing light up above. So I won't show the bottom part. I'll just zoom in up here. So that trim, I'm going to hold this now. That trim is moving. You're hearing the clacks. The clacks will stop, and the trim will stop moving, and then you'll get a flashing red light. Oh, no, just a solid red light. Mock trim. And then you just keep holding. I think you keep holding, right? And it goes away, or you just let go now? Oh, yeah, you just let go, and it goes away. You can do the stall test. You'll get the... yeah, I've also updated this so it's individual, obviously, now right and left. We only had one that code before. Now we have 2. And then you'll get the sound of the stick shaker when it's up in here. You won't get a visual on the stick shaker, but for people who have force feedback, you'll get the stick shaker there.
Stall lights, by the way.
And let's put the spoiler back down.
A question from the chat from Ryan. He's a
Yeah,
very popular
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
He wants to know if the tip tanks are mirrored. Because, he's probably made some awesome reviews for this.
They are mirrored. Yes. I don't know if that's good or bad because he wants to put words going one way. The only ones that aren't mirrored are the engines, so you can go different stuff on each side. And of course the same up here, obviously, so you can put numbers both ways. But tip takes you can't. It's just mirrored, so you only have to do a decal on one side, just like the fuselage. Half the work. No. So let's see. Let's try to turn on sounds. Let's see here. No, I have to share. Okay, let me change the screen. First of all, we have to share. Change windows. We have to go to application. There we go. Can we hear sounds now? Okay. You can see the effect right there, by the way. And we also have a jet stream effect. And of course, you already saw the, what do you call it, effect? I'm in the wrong camera? No? There's some sounds inside. You can hear the drums. But I don't hear my engines. Yeah, I think it's time to reload the flight. I don't know what's going on, but oh, I know why we're not hearing the engines. I have it disabled. That would make sense.
Mark, someone in the chat says, are there any release dates set? And then I saw, I think on YouTube, someone said, how do you get access to the early access?
The early access will be on our store with a disclaimer, and it will be, I don't know, we're pushing right before Christmas, so you could have something around Christmas time to play with and learn a little bit early. And then also, you guys can come on Discord. We're going to try to be in the voice channel in the evening time for a couple hours. And so if you get stuck on something, you can come ask us live why we're selling it. Especially the first night that it's on release, we'll be in voice channel. So in the first couple of hours of just loading it up, feel free to come over and get some help. So that'll help for the early access stuff because we got no manual and we have no videos to help you yet. Here we go. Here's our sounds. Sounds like a jet, right? Let's hear it from the inside. It's not going to be quite as loud. So I hear that Joe said I brought up the clacking noises from the drums. He goes, "Tell me about it. I've been living with that for years when I was flying that plane." Is it really loud to you guys too? In the real world or in the sim? No. Yeah. Now I mentioned headset the other day. Like I was like, "Why don't you just put your headset on?" So, but you guys were mentioning something like there's no way to communicate between each other. So, right, and okay, okay. I feel I gotta take a picture of this. I feel like the bottom half isn't lighting up. It could be an illusion, but I'm gonna make a note of it anyways because it looks like, to me, half of it's missing. Because I was like looking for the line there and the line there, and this one's like not nearly as bright. Is it? Let's see. It could be an illusion. No, I don't think that's an illusion. Yeah, doesn't it look like it's like not lit up down here? Okay, here we go. Trim down. Disclaimer, I am not a pilot. Here we go. Steer on. Pitot heat. Do I need my knock heat unless it's bad weather? And you don't need it? Nah. Nah. Okay. Yep. Over here. Yep. Already on. Flaps. Oh. Okay. I found one that he didn't update. Look at. See it? Okay, and I want to have this already set. I'm going to go 284, which is already there. And over here, 11170 is already set, so I'm golden here. I'm just going to, because we're just going to do a fly around. Let's go ahead and get the RPM before I release the brake. My anti-skid lights would always be off when they're on, right? The lights are off, means it's good. Yep. Because I think in the FSX version we might have that backwards. Oh shit, what's that jet doing there? Call ATC. Gear up. Yep, gear up. Pulling back throttles a little bit. I'm at 200 knots now. I'm going to bring flaps up. I'm going to raise my seat a little bit. Man, I'm still like a rocket. Bringing the throttles back a little bit more. Just to be able to maintain about 220. And I got it trimmed out now. Because I had way too much trim up. There we go. Okay, I'm losing speed. I'm going to bring it nose down a little bit. I know what I forgot. I forgot my autopilot power. I'm going to go ahead and turn on that. It's going to hold pitch for me. Get my heading bug over here. Now I wish I had my tooltips off. I suggest tooltips for learning the plane, not for flying it. Jeez. I cannot see. There we go. Alright, wait. Are you talking to me? Sorry, go ahead. No, okay. Alright, here comes 4,000. I'm going to hit altitude hold. Pull back the throttles a little bit. Now, unfortunately, the working title doesn't. The old logic, which is stupid, has half bank, right? But the fucking working title doesn't. I mean, go figure. I don't know about with the GTNs, but the 530 won't do it. So I haven't tested it into these. But I remember using it with the working title. So maybe. I mean, I'm sorry, with the 414. So maybe it does work with these units, just not the GNS 530. And then, of course, you know, I said there's an arming bug, but it's not. I guess apparently with the GNS 530, it's not with the you can do an ILS with GNS 530, but if you try to do a VOR, it won't work. Let me. Is this my heading bug? Yep. So let's go over here. I'm gonna go downwind, and then oh, wait, I need to bring the speed back a little bit. And then with the, what was I saying? So the VOR won't work, but the ILS will. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll try to arm it with this thing. If not, we'll just wait for the CDI to swing, and then we'll swap over to nav, and then we'll press glide slope to bring, which you don't even have to really enable that until you're as totally established. And as long as you're... Oh, from ATC? That makes... Yeah, I've been told that. Because they're going to bring you in early enough. Of course, I'm not going to have ATC for this, but I know that I'm usually going to go about down here in this area before I even try to turn left. So I'm going to get out to here, which is at the end of the bay. I like using this for my testing ground because I know the ILS is here and just know the area well. Yeah, it does work. It's just Sobo made it for us. Yeah, there's no weather. I just turned it on. It also has ground radar. So let's see, how does that work? Where's the other mode? Ah, there it is. So let's see. So that's W for weather, and that's map. So that must be ground radar. We are over some mountains right now, so there we go. Look at. So you can see the mountain range here. 160. I forget how all this works. I remember when we were making this thing, it was pretty cool, and I guess as long as you don't have green, I don't know. I can't remember how you can tell if you've got a problem or not with the ground radar. I mean the terrain. Sorry, terrain. And then of course I know something I didn't turn on. Radar altimeter, which you'd have on, and set that for. So this would be AGL, right? So 2,000 would be above ground. So as long as I don't get an alarm, I'm good, right? At 2,000 above the mountains. Oh. Yeah, you want the full range here, right here, like. Jeez. Okay, well at least 1,000 feet would be. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a pilot. We'll go with the. We'll put it on 1,000. We'll get a warning. There's like a what? Oh yeah. Okay. Oh. Nope. Don't even bother. It's so easy to do it with a picture like that. And it's so easy to fix. Yeah, so Render has been working on textures, and when he sends them back to me, and they're linked to parts, and he's only sending individual parts, we lose our links. So it happens all the time. So, and unfortunately, remember the throttles I fixed today? That was, remember I said, we'll find the other one, if there is, and we found it. Okay, let's make a left here. Oh, wait, hold on, I'm going to turn off tooltips. So I can actually see my bug. we need to descend, so let's get down. I'm going to... This is cool. So we're gonna... This is what... I love this part. This is what I love. So we're just gonna... We're in altitude hold. We're just gonna grab this. By the way, in dev mode, there's a bug, so I'm gonna have to slowly go down first, and then I can go up. But I want to hold that pitch down, and then I'm gonna let go. And I'm gonna bring back the throttles. I might have overdid that. Yep, and then you just re-enable it basically. But it will update it, so when you do enable it, it'll give you whatever pitch you're at first, converted back into vertical speed once it's enabled. Oh man, okay. We're gonna have to probably... I feel like this is where I get nervous because I need to start coming over here like this. As long as this GS is up, the glide slope is up, and my speed is not too crazy, I'm going to slow down more. Oh, okay. I'm good. Get my visual. We're looking good. I could probably just come over here just a little bit. Okay, here comes 2000. I think on the chart it's like 2007 800. I'm gonna go ahead and hold right here, and I want to get my speed down to 200. I'm can I give it? I can go 1 flaps now, right, at this speed. Can I give? Oh, is that 200? Okay, I'm trying to bring that speed down then. So we're not gonna be able to arm. Oh my god, it allowed me to arm! Hallelujah, it's gonna be easier now. Oh, I love it. How was I able to arm? There was an update this morning, wasn't it, on Flight Sim, or was yesterday? Maybe they did emergency fix. I'm telling you, man, that's not something you want to leave broken. Okay. Flaps 8. Oh, it's nice to have a co-pilot. I never have a co-pilot. Yep. It should just automatically swing over on its own. I mean, swing over on its own. And I'm gonna go ahead and give a little bit of power here so we can maintain at least 180 right now. There it goes. Did it capture yet? It's not swinging yet. Nope. Just waiting. Am I coming in a little? Maybe I should come in a little shallower. There it goes. It just did it. We're good. Arm the glide slope. Okay. Because it's starting to drop. Oh man! Thank you, co-pilot. It was right there too. Yeah, it was right there. All right, gear down. Because the nose is about to drop right now. Here it goes, and then I'm going to go another set of flaps. Come on. Yeah, there's 180. Okay. Did we miss the glide slope? No, we didn't. We're good. Yeah. Son of a bitch. I actually flew the famous Starhawk that Valen owns. Him and his wife. They worked for NASA for many years, and they bought that kit plane, and it was on the cover. Full flaps. Okay, why are we not nosing down enough? I feel like it's okay. I guess that's right. It's holding glide slope. Thank you. I do actually have a spoiler button set up on my joystick, but I do not have... No, and I have reverse thrusters also set up on my honeycomb. Yep. Okay. I'm giving it power. Why are we not... Man, it needs a lot of power. Are you kidding me? Holy smokes. Okay, backing up a little bit. Unbelievable. Sorry, what was that? Say it again. Sorry. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm like basing it off that line right there, 130 something. When do you like to disable autopilot? And by the way, I just remembered I don't have I don't have any bindings set up, which is something I need to do too myself. I'll probably do it as I'm making it for everybody else as well. Even though I'm probably just going to do the FUIPC one and do Al's because it's I have the program and he already made it, so I just need to do that. I just haven't had time. I don't get a chance to go out and fly the plane every day. I'm like fixing and fixing and coding and building and fixing. It's a loophole. What do you do? 500 feet. Oh yeah. By the way, I didn't turn off. I got the. I didn't. Are we supposed to get audio on this? Are we full? Are we full flaps? Okay. Come on. Get over. Yeah, I am. I am. This part I got. No problem. Whoa. Come on. Spoilers are out and reversers are on. Let's take a look. Yep. Release the spoilers. By the way, Rich said it stops way too fast. I have to agree with him. And by the way, why... I let go of the brakes a long time ago, and it acted like the brakes were still on. That was strange. Really? It's like the parking brake's on or something. I wonder if it. You know, I wrote some code for this thing, but I thought I disabled it. I wonder if it's actually still enabled because it's still in the config itself. So I wonder if auto brakes is automatically working. That could be what it is. I don't want to go left. I mean, I don't want to go. Yeah, I want to go right. I'll wait up here. Okay, flaps up, cabin air off. I missed my exit. I'll go to the next one. Yep. Of course. Yep. That's actually not. That's an entrance. That's not even an exit. I'll take this one. Actually, the parking I usually use is over on this side of the airport, anyways. I want to go this way. So I noticed something. Steer on is on, and I don't remember turning it on when I landed. So how did I get steer on? Did it not disable when I was flying? Was it on the whole time I was flying? I don't know. That'll be something to check. Check that tonight. See what happens with that. Because I didn't turn it back on, and that's supposed to automatically disable when you're in the air. But we also rewrote the logic for the steer on, and it's so much better than it was before. Me and Al went over it, and we learned its limitations and possibilities. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and slew now because we're not gonna sit here all day. And I want to go over where that parking was I was talking about, which is over here. Oh, I'm lost. Wait a minute, it's somewhere over here. Dang it! Now I left. Wait a minute. It's over here. There it is. This is the area I like. We'll go shut her down. Right. Where's that? No, I don't even think that was it. No, it's right here. Here it is. Here it is. Okay, let's set that parking brake. There was a delay because the valves literally had to close. So the modern fuel system, I love that. It wasn't just like instant. It literally had fuel for a while. Um... Oh, there's that noise. Blink. Did you hear it?
Yeah, that's that noise I was telling you about.
Is that supposed to be for the avionics, or was that supposed to be for the... I'm thinking that's the one you're supposed to hear during the test for this. It's supposed to be like a ink. Right? We're missing in the beginning. Because that's what Rich was bringing up. Do what? Batteries off.
See, okay, that's gone. You still hear that? That's designed to be that way. That's there's still some sound.
But it could be the airport stuff, unless you go somewhere real quiet and check some other way. But I don't hear anything. I don't... Let's see. Hold on. See, I have a headset on right now, and my sound's really coming from speakers. So I'm not really hearing, like, what...
It's not the sounds from the inside.
Okay, hold on. I don't hear anything. Hold on. Let me just turn the volume up. I don't know why, but when you right-click the mixer icon, your mouse jumps to the left side of the screen. Windows has broken it. Here. Do you hear it? I only hear, like, jets around me and stuff.
Like the fan, the vents.
This one? Um...
Whatever that's on, right?
Yep. That one makes noise. But, of course, with power, yeah. There's this one, and then there's... You have your... Yeah, I'm over there. You can see my mouse, right? Yep, okay. This is all audio, yeah. Oh, over here. That one doesn't... It's not simulated. Yep. No. Could become. There's a few tests that we can do when we're alone, and we can. We're gonna be working on sounds for like a whole day. One of these coming up in the next couple days, so we'll work on that. Because a lot of these switches, like these ones, got to be different than these ones, and some of them are mixed up. I found. But anyways, let's go to Q&A. We're done demoing the second demo, and let's go to Q&A, and then that's will be the last stage of this stream. Oh. And I haven't answered any sim questions. If people got sim questions for me, I don't think. For liveries, like a livery. Oh no! We're not doing modeling. You don't. This part has thousands of parts, and we're done modeling. We'll put us 6 feet under if you try to make us do any more work on this plane. We've been working our ass off. No. Even to do something cool like the Lear 36, just like add a window and a couple little easy model changes, it doesn't work because you can only do one configs in the aircraft, but you can do different visuals, but you can only do one config. So you can make a visual for 136, but the performance would be exactly the same as this one. So it's not even worth doing that. But no, we're not. Yeah, we don't do much. We pick one model and we go with it. And matter of fact, this isn't even the stock panel because you'd have an FMS down here. These radios would be up here. Oops, sorry. These radios would be up here that are on the center pedestal, and you wouldn't have a GPS here. You'd just have the FMS. Sometimes there's ones that have the FMS still in there and a small GNS 530, right? Is that right? But for the GTN ones, this is a custom panel. This whole panel is all custom like this to remake this change. So that's something we wouldn't change either. So, but we're not. No one bought our FMS. We made an FMS and FSX, and I mean, there a few people bought it, but I don't think people are into the FMS these days. I love how the GTN 750s have moving maps and stuff. It's so nice. Yep. All right. This looks like something just broke just recently. We just did an update, and he worked out Render has been working his ass off, and he says 5 hours sleep he's been getting. So he'll fix 10 things, and then all of a sudden something like that will show up, like that wasn't there yesterday. So this is the things that we deal with to get you guys a good product. So he has to go back and now figure out what happened there. So let me send him a picture real quick, because I just... Yeah, so I back in FSX days, I always known that our planes worked for shared cockpit because we do XML coding, and the devs that did C++, those ones don't work for shared cockpit. But also, Asobo has a list of what variables work for shared cockpit and not shared for cockpit. So as long as it's shared for cockpit, it works. So I would say whatever's on that list works. So the answer is yes. Yep. One thing we did not do, because it would just be totally retarded, is that you can fly from over here and you have your own instruments over here. There's a couple things that are shared. So like for the slaving, if you put it in free. Oh, how come the... Oh, wait. Wait, hold on a second. Why didn't the flag go away? Inverter? Yeah. Okay, and then the flag comes out. Yeah, there we go. Was that me just letting go? Oh, look at that big skip. What the hell was that? All right. I'll look at that later. That shouldn't be doing that when I go back and forth. There's like a... Look at that. It's like a little skip. That's not... Oh, wait a minute. It's still trying to go back to the slave position, is it? No? Yeah, look, it just did. That's not supposed to happen. That's not happens unless you go back into slave. There's a bug. I'll look at that. I'm going to make a note. It seems like the auto slave is trying to connect. Look at it. It is. It's stuck in slave mode is what's going on. Anyways, normally these are independent. You can't do that. That's a limitation. But we don't have any of the Copilot audios because we put a lot of realism into these, and Asobo doesn't give you indexes for these for being I guess for being separate switches, I mean, there is, because there's only one headset that you're working with. So for like a shared cockpit, that would be awesome, right? If you could run all these on a shared cockpit, it would be like on a different headset for someone else. But I don't think that's even... I don't even think that makes any sense. That's why they don't do it. So we just decided to only run them over here. The only other option is if you move that switch, then that switch would move. You move that switch, and this switch moves. So if it's up to you guys, we don't care. If you want to make it so you can control it from this side... Would you rather have it so that they're linked? Because I can link them, and then you can control it from both sides. That's no problem. But you can't have just one on here for that guy and one over here off for that guy, because there isn't two headsets or speakers and stuff like that. So, and then there is also another limitation they've always done. You can never turn off all the comms. So that one's always going to be stuck on, and you can add a second one, but you cannot turn that one off. So that's just normal. That's actually the default code. It just won't let us turn it off. Comms have always been like that. Can never turn off COM 1. I always thought you could turn off COM 1 if you have COM 2 on, but it's not working for some reason. And these are, oh, by the way, all these, the majority of them are default buttons, except for some of the ones that are just like speakers and speakerphones. Those are custom. And you can also control volume on some of the tones there. So when you get your Morse codes, you can control individual volumes there. You can also control brightness there. You can control brightness here for this. You've got all kinds of brightness controls all over this airplane, and sound controls. Yeah, all I hear left when the sound, everything gets turned off, I can hear like a jet hum, but maybe it is. No, I hear that jet right there. That's what I hear. Yeah. Yeah, we'll go. We'll definitely do it. Okay, I was gonna make a note real quick. So the the slave seems to be stuck on. So that's, I gotta write that one down on one of my stickies. Slave stuck on for OBS card. All right. Guy on YouTube. Chat being rude, Tony Welch. I don't think we can do much with people on YouTube, right? I haven't even looked at YouTube. That's right, people can post on there as well. Let's see. Go to a video unavailable. What does that mean? I don't understand. This is live. There it goes. 29 watching now. I don't even see any chat in there. So how can people being rude in the YouTube? How does that work? Are people been posting? Oh, there's a chat over to the right, like a stream. Oh yeah. Ridiculous, he's never played a flight sim in his life. Yep, when you develop like me, you don't have time. No, I'm joking. Exactly, the person streaming is a developer. That's right. That's why we have real pilots testing the plane. Yeah. Well, now he knows. That's why I did a disclaimer before I took off. But you know what? For not being a pilot, I think I'm pretty good. I think we would live. No, I actually flew, like I said, the Starhawk. Valen took off. I flew the entire. It must have been like an hour and something. I almost wanted to keep giving him back the controls, but I kept pushing myself to keep going, and because you're just constantly have to have because we decided to fly with no autopilot, and so I flew it by hand. And yeah, he's like, so you sure you have your trim right? And I go, yeah. And he goes, okay, let go of the stick. And he goes, okay, yeah, you have it right. Because you definitely want to have you don't want to be sitting there holding the stick to be able to stay level. But I don't like small airplanes like that. It just barely moved the stick, and it felt like my brain came out of my skull. So I'm in no rush to go get a pilot's license. I'll just keep making sim planes and making people happy. That's my enjoyment. All right, let's see if we have any questions here. I gotta come back over here. I want to read the chat. Conti, how's it going? Is that Les is writing? Conti's here, I would assume. Yep, that was a great preview, guys. This is your best work yet, Mark. Made huge leaps and bounds over the years. Definitely. Thanks, Conti. I was never a great painter, so my planes always suffered on the. They got better as I went through my very first few. They always got a little better, but I finally decided to let 3DR start painting my planes, and now I got this. Now I got Render House also doing our port over projects, and I don't have to worry about it anymore because I'm Although I'll still go in there and do like I can do like I got an artistic hand. I can do the artistic work. I just can't stand doing the whole overall package, and so I always end up like not putting the effort in that should be done. And that was my problem with the painting, where I put that effort into the modeling and the systems. Yeah, anyways, Conti, we're going to be talking soon here, so probably tomorrow you should get a hold of me. We're going to bring you over and get you a beta model, and I want you to start practicing with it, but you can't stream it until we allow you. I'm going to have you sign an NDA. We're going to allow somebody, so for Tony out there, we're going to allow someone like Conti to be showing how the plane flies, as he's a professional simmer and streamer, and he'll give you a good way to use the plane, but he also has to learn it as well. I'm a professional nothing. Just throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks. You're a professional streamer. What are you talking about? I actually brought your name up a few times, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Conti, he's a great streamer." That's the feedback I got. It said it kicked everyone out. Someone said that to Rhino. I don't think that's true. It kicked me out at one point, but did it kick a few people? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that, and I don't expect it. What we started at 4, so it's been. I was thinking maybe an hour and a half we'd go. We ended up going 2.5. So yep, this is looking good to close it up. We started at 100. We're down to 27, so that's not too bad. Because you wouldn't expect most people, especially somewhere on the East Coast, to stay here, and we recorded it in case people want to watch the whole thing. Oh, I know why it armed. Am I flying the TDS or am I flying PMS 50? Oh, because I'm flying PMS 50. There you go. See? And by the way, the working title wrote it for PMS 50, and it's completely external, so that's probably why it worked. The one that isn't working, I can try it right now. If I'm going to turn this sound off, it just because I have it on speakers. Don't need it. I need avionics. I want to go 11580. I'm going to rotate like that. I'm going to hit heading. And then I'm going to hit nav. It actually arms. Okay, so right now, PMS 50, you can get the freeware version. You're going to have your best luck flying that plane right now, because I tell you what, I promise you the TDS, as soon as you hit arm here and you're not within the CDI range, it's going to kick you out of heading, and it's going to start flying 45-degree angle and all that stuff. So, and then the GNS 530, you can get, especially for the Xbox user, they can get away with the ILS, but not the VOR like this. And then that should. Now that's interesting. So why is it? Oh no, it worked. There it goes. It captured. There we go. I thought it wasn't going to kick us out of heading. Change the section of the file I sent you and it will work. Oh, really? Les, I saw your post earlier. I just didn't have time to look at it. We were just about to start the stream. So we can talk in a little bit here. I'm going to go out to wrap this up here anyways. I'm just giving I'm just chilling finally, talking all day, and let people see if there's any questions that come in. So is Rich still here? Anybody know? Because he can't. I know him. He's no. He's the cook at home, and I know he'll come on for an hour, but he probably left. Okay, so I think I'm gonna stop first the stream. Good night, you guys on YouTube. Thanks for the support. We'll be posting some info soon here. We're gonna try to get the early access version out exclusively on our site right before Christmas. So you have something around the boring Christmas time when all the families doing things that you probably don't want to be doing. I'm joking. You could be back simming.